Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Now at 6 o'clock, a Danville business owner is behind bars facing attempted murder and drunk charges. We'll have a live report coming up. It was 20 years ago today that a man was shot and killed by a Lexington police officer. How his family is honoring his legacy. And we're learning new details about a fatal shooting at a Seattle high school. We have these stories and more, plus breaking news as it happens, coming up on WKYT this morning. Good morning to you. It is Saturday, October 25th. I'm Whitney Wetzel.
And I'm Mike Linden. It's the day of the big game if you're a Wildcats fan. Of course, Mississippi State coming to town, and looks like the weather got the memo because, boy, it's going to be a beautiful day out there today. And as we get started, live first alert defender not showing us very much. There's hardly even much cloud cover out there, at least as widespread as it's been. You will certainly see some clouds today as a front moves its way in and over Kentucky, but not really bringing us much active weather along with those clouds. Really all we'll feel from this front moving closer to us will be the winds. So if you're heading to the game today, be sure to bring a jacket with you. Despite 68 degrees for kickoff, it should still be a little breezy, and as the second half rolls around, it'll cool down that much more. So here's what I'll be talking about in the next 10 minutes. A great looking weekend forecast for you to definitely get out there and spend some great time outdoors, but some big changes are in store for the work week. I'll show you what I mean coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right, Mike, thank you. New this morning, Danville police say a Boyle County businessman is behind bars facing both attempted murder and drunk possession charges after a fight late last night. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk with the latest on this shooting.
Police say the owner of Jerry's Body Shop shot a man at his Danville business just before 11 o'clock last night. According to police, Jerry Matthews pulled a gun on a customer, Ricky Cole, while they were fighting at the body shop. At this time, investigators aren't saying what led to the shooting. We're told Cole was flown to UK hospital with a gunshot wound to his abdomen, and police say he is now in stable condition. Investigators tell us Matthews was disarmed and arrested by officers at the scene. Danville police tell me that along with attempted murder, Matthews is also facing cocaine possession and drug paraphernalia charges. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. He was an athlete and just last week named a homecoming prince, but authorities say that 14-year-old freshman went on a shooting rampage at his high school. It happened yesterday afternoon at a school in Marysville, Washington, just outside of Seattle. Police say the gunman killed one student and injured 4 others before turning the gun on himself. At this point, police have not determined a motive for that shooting. 20 years later, they say they still feel the loss. The family of a young Lexington man killed in a police-involved shooting paid tribute to him last night. 18-year-old Tony Sullivan was shot to death by a Lexington police sergeant in 1994. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy shows us how Sullivan's family remembers him.
Friday night's stories.
He'll run through the whole neighborhood with a fur coat on, some flip-flops, and some shorts.
And jokes.
Are you mad because my hair is longer than yours?
Stirred up emotions still raw for Tony Sullivan's brother Jeremiah.
But it's been so long since then, but it's still like fresh. Basically, it's still fresh to us.
Saturday marks 20 years since a Lexington police sergeant shot and killed Tony Sullivan. That sergeant told investigators the shooting was accidental. Sullivan was 18 years old.
Regardless of the reasons,
yes, sir,
they snatched potential from a good person.
And these kids now, they have to understand that these things aren't easy to deal with.
Weren't easy back then either. When a grand jury chose not to indict the Lexington sergeant who shot Sullivan, angry mobs stormed downtown Lexington. In the 20 years since, Jeremiah has had time to reflect.
We thank you for having our brother, Tony Sullivan, Father God, in your archangel's arms, Father God.
To make sure the youngest in his family who never knew his brother know what legacy he leaves behind. In Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
The Sullivans say they get together every year on or near the anniversary over the last 20 years. Meanwhile, a trial date has been set for 2 men charged in connection to the kidnapping and murder of a Lexington man. A judge says the trial for Mark Taylor and Timothy Ballard will begin October 5th of next year. Attorneys expect the trial to last up to 6 weeks. Police charge Taylor with murder and kidnapping. He could receive the death penalty if convicted. Police charge Ballard with kidnapping and evidence tampering. Investigators say the victim, Alex Johnson, was beaten to death last December. His body was found in the Kentucky River. A grand jury has indicted 2 Knox County deputy jailers accused of beating an inmate. Chief Deputy Sheila Brown and Deputy Jennifer Ross have been charged with criminal abuse, assault, and official misconduct. Investigators say inmate Tammy Spicer was injured while confined and physically helpless. They say she had to be taken to the hospital after the assault. State police could not give many other details on this incident.
Can't go into the exact specifics of the case. However, we know that an assault took place, and it led to indictments today of 2 jailers being arrested.
The Knox County jailer did not want to comment on the allegations against those employees. Some people in Franklin County may have to wait a little longer than expected to get a flu shot. Right now, the county's health department is running low on supplies of the vaccine. Last year, the health department ordered 65,000 shots. This year, they only ordered a fraction of that, and so far, not many have arrived. Officials say a complete supply of the flu vaccine should arrive by Thanksgiving. Meanwhile, a drive-through flu clinic will be held next Thursday from 5:30 until 7:30 at Commonwealth Credit Union on Sauer Boulevard. For more information on that, just go to WKYT.com. Well, there are just 10 days left before the 2014 midterm elections, and Kentucky Senate candidates are ramping up their campaigns. Senator Mitch McConnell plans to attend a festival in Beattyville just before continuing a statewide bus tour with some of Kentucky's Republican congressmen on Monday. Meanwhile, Allison Grimes finished up a Central Kentucky bus tour in Madison County last night. Her campaign has not released any other details on her plans for the next week. Congressman Andy Barr and challenger Elizabeth Jensen will square off again Monday night for their second and last congressional debate. The debate will take place at EKU Center for the Arts at 7. Jensen and Barr went head-to-head last Monday on KET. The Affordable Care Act was a big topic in that debate. You'll be able to watch this one live on the CW Lexington. WKYT's own Bill Bryant will moderate that debate. It is 6:07 and WKYT This Morning is just getting started. While American politics are almost always on social media, one leader across the pond has just made her first tweet. That story is coming up next.
And just in time for the weekend, the beautiful weather has arrived. Coming up, I'll take you hour by hour and show you what conditions we expect to hang around not only today, but throughout this weekend.